Okay, so we are waiting on a few more students. If you are just joining us, just can you add your school name or your student's name to the school name so we are aware of who is here? If you are a parent or a teacher without the student, but you would like to support and watch your students' performance, I have posted the YouTube link in the chat so you can watch from there. And we'll keep this platform only for the students who are performing. This will help us find these students quickly and give them access to the microphone and camera when it's their time to perform. Everyone else, you can join us live on YouTube and watch the performances and cheer your students. So we are waiting for, I think, a couple of more. Okay, so we are waiting for two more students to join according to Mia. Okie dokie, only one more. Good morning, Alex. Good morning, Satya. Good morning, Penny. Mia, do we have everybody or are we still waiting for one more student, I think you said?
Yes, we're still waiting for two more students.
Two more. Okay, they have 2 more minutes. Anyways, we will start. And if you join us a bit late, we will take your name later, so you will not lose your chance to perform. Do not panic. Mm. Okay, I think we're going to go ahead and start. And we will call on the students as they, if you're not there or if you're having some issues, don't worry, just let us know. We will call on you a bit later. So, hello everyone. It's still morning, so good morning everyone. Thank you for being with us today, and congratulations for being one of the finalists in this round. You are the top of the top today, so we're looking forward to listening to your performances. And let's start by welcoming our panel of judges. We will start with Mr. Satya Bhaskaran. Mr. Satya is an actor, director, and drama coach who has been working professionally since 2014 across the UK and Dubai. Satya graduated from the University of Birmingham's Drama and Theatre Arts program and has performed across theatre, film, and commercial projects. Thank you so much, Satya, for being with us today. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you for having me, Dania. Good luck to all the finalists today. Looking forward to hearing all your poems.
Thank you so much. Next, we have Mrs. Penny Mackenzie. Penny is involved in onstage and backstage, but mostly directing theatrical productions for over 35 years. Penny is a passionate lover of poetry. She is also involved with theaters in schools, in particular with improv theater sports. Improv teaches students to embrace a situation that goes wrong and turn it into a positive, and is famous for the story building phrase, yes, and. Thank you and welcome. Thank you for being with us, Penny. We have someone who's also welcoming Penny. Thank you, Penny, for being with us. I don't know if you can. Yes, can you unmute yourself?
Yep, done.
Okay, there we go.
Okay. Good luck to everybody taking part. I'm really excited to listen to what's coming up. Some of the poems are just delightful, so I'm really happy to see what they do with what they've got.
Thank you. We are, as we all are. And last but not least, we have Mr. Alex Brun. Mr. Alex is a multi-award-winning long-form playwright, as well as one of the world's most performed 10-minute playwrights. He has had over 100 different 10-minute plays produced in nearly 2,000 productions in more than 40 countries all over the world. His plays have been translated into many languages and published in many nations. Alex is currently the head of the drama department at Studio Republic. Thank you and welcome, Alex, to our final round today.
Thank you. It's lovely to be here. I'm really looking forward to hearing everybody's poems. And whatever happens today, you're already a winner. The standard this morning in the primary school was incredibly high, and just to reach this standard is something which is really amazing. So it's a huge achievement. So just try to relax, try to enjoy yourself, try to have fun, and try to enjoy the experience of bringing these wonderful poems to life.
Thank you, Alex, and thank you to our panel of judges. We would like to start with special guest performances from the students at the Tender Hearts Arena. We are, let me see who is here. I think we have Nicolina. Nicolina? Yes, is this Nicolina? Yes, hello. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. My name is Varun. Good morning, everybody. My name is Varun, and I am from Tendaj Arena. And today I am going to recite a poem called "If I Could Catch a Rainbow." If I could catch a rainbow, I would do it just for you and share with you its beauty on the days of dream or feeling blue. If I could build a mountain, you call it your very own, a place to find serenity, a place to be alone. If I could take your troubles, I would toss them in the sea, but all these things I'm finding are impossible for me. I cannot build a mountain or catch a rainbow fair, but let me what I know best, a friend that always be there. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Varun, for this wonderful performance. Thank you. Well done. Do we have Dhiren Bhatia? Do we have Dhiren? You don't know? Okay. We will give Dhiren a chance to participate when he comes. I think we have Nicolina. Thank you, Varun. Hello, Nicolina. Good morning, Nicolina. We can see you.
Yeah, you can see me.
You can go ahead.
Friends at school can share. Friends at school can share. Friends at school can talk to you when you're feeling sad or blue. Friends at school are big and small. Friends at school are best of all.
Thank you so much, Nicolina, for your performance. Thank you for participating with us today. And do we have Dhiren Bhatia? Maybe not. Maybe Dhiren is not participating today. Okay, so with that, I'd just like to say thank you so much for the students of Tender Hearts Arena for their performances, for participating with us. And I want to thank the teachers and their parents who supported them in their performance. It's lovely to see them loving poetry and showing that passion towards poetry. So we will now next move to Shavi Nankani from Ambassador School. Was I close in pronouncing your name?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay. Hello, welcome, Chavi. We can hear you and see you. Go ahead.
A very good morning to one and all present here. My name is Chavi Nankani from Ambassador School, and I will be reciting the poem, O Captain, My Captain, by Walt Whitman. The poem, O Captain, My Captain, is an elegy to commemorate the passing away of President Abraham Lincoln. I believe that the theme of victory and loss that the poem portrays are the two sides of a coin. According to me, it highlights the conflicting sentiments that the speaker experiences at the loss of this great legend. O Captain, My Captain, by Walt Whitman. O Captain, my Captain, our fearful ship is done. The ship has weathered every rack. The prize we sought is won. The port is near. The bells I hear. The people, all exulting, while follow eyes the steady keel. The vessel, grim and daring. But oh heart, heart, heart of the bleeding drops of red, where on the deck my captain lies, fallen, cold and dead. Oh Captain, my Captain, rise up and hear the bells. Rise up, for you the flag is flung, for you the bugle trills, for you bouquets and ribbon wreaths, for you the shores are crowding, for you they call the swaying mass, their eager faces turning. Here, Captain, Dear Father, this arm beneath your head, it is some dream that on the deck you've fallen cold and dead. My captain does not answer. His lips are pale and still. My father does not feel my arm. He has no pulse, nor will. The ship is anchored, safe and sound, its voyage closed and done. From fearful trip, the victor ship comes in with object won. Exult, O shores, and ring, O bells. But I, with mournful tread, walk the deck. My captain lies, fallen, cold, and dead. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chavi, for this wonderful performance. And well done for remembering to say the justification. I forgot to remind everybody. So for this age group, we would like the students to give a justification for choosing the poem that they will be reciting today. So you can choose to say that before your performance or after, as long as you remember to say it. So we will move next to Zahra Al-Atiyah from Dar Al-Marifa. Good morning, Zahra.
Good morning, everyone. So just to preface, my name is Zahra. I'm a year 13 student at Dar Al-Marifa Private School, which basically means I don't sleep and I work a lot. And so today I have decided to recite the poem, I Am the People, the Mob by Carl Sandburg. Personally, I feel like this poem resonated with me. Originally, this poem was actually written to honor Chicago's blue-collar workers, who Carl Sandburg refers to as the mob or the mass. They work hard and their work is consistently underappreciated, even though they source most of what we have. And in this recent political climate, as someone who is interested in one day going into politics, I found that this poem definitely resonated the way I feel. We cannot forget the mob, the people that do everything, the middle class who unfortunately is overworked and underappreciated, even though they are who we are, and we are all in debt to them, in gratitude to them. So that is why I chose this poem. With that, I'm going to be moving into the poem, okay? I am the people, the mob, the crowd, the mass. Do you know that all the great work of the world is done through me? I am the working man, the inventor, the maker of the world's food and clothes. I am the audience that witnesses history. The Napoleons come from me, and the Lincolns. They die. But then I send forth more Napoleons and Lincolns. I am the seed ground. I am a prairie that will stand for much plowing. Terrible storms pass over me. I forget. The best of me is sucked out and wasted. I forget. Everything but death comes to me and makes me work and give up what I have, and I forget. Sometimes I growl, shake myself, and spatter a few red drops for history to remember, and then I forget. When I, the people, learn to remember, when I, the people, learn to when I, the people, no longer forget who robbed me yesterday, the lessons of yesterday, and who no longer forget who robbed me last year, who played me for a fool, then there will be no speaker in all the world say the name, the people, with any fleck of a sneer in his voice or any far-off smile of derision. The mob, the crowd, the mass will arrive then. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Zara, for this wonderful performance. Next, we have Basmala Abdelmunaim from Emirates American School. Basmala Abdelmunaim from Emirates American School. Is Basmala here? I did see your name, so I know you are. Okay, so we will give Basmala some time. Maybe I don't think she's ready. She has an issue with the computer. So do we have Aliazia? Aliazia Jasser from Emirates American School.
Yes.
Hello, Aliazia.
Hi.
Hello, we can hear you and see you. Go ahead.
My name is Aliazia Jassam from the Emirates American School, and I chose the poem Alone by Edgar Allan Poe because in a way I feel like it relates to me. Childhood is tricky because that's when you start discovering yourself, and at that time you can feel very alone, different or distant from others. Some people may look up the sky and see beautiful clouds and blue skies, and others can see darkness. I also chose the poem because I like the use of the language devices like caesura, persona, and metaphors to show how lonely he was. While reading this, I feel deep in emotions. I feel cold, downhearted, and gloomy. So this grabbed my attention, and I also like the way he interpreted this. He describes the early hours of his troubled and rapid life and how he took the beauty of the dark and the unusual. With this poem, there is something unusual, some great mystery that's surrounding him everywhere, and it happens to be in the form of a cloud. I'll start. Alone by Edgar Allan Poe. From childhood's hour, I have not been as others were. I have not seen as others saw. I cannot bring my passions from a common spring. From the same source, I have not taken my sorrow. I could not awaken my heart to joy at the same tone. And all I loved alone. Then, in my childhood, in the dawn of the most stormy life was drawn from every depth of good and ill, the mystery that binds me still, from the torrent or the fountain, from the red cliff of the mountain, from the sun that round me rolled in its autumn tint of gold, from the lightning in the sky as it passed me flying by, from the thunder and the storm and the cloud that hid the heart, and the rest of heaven was blue, of a demon in my view.
Thank you so much, Aliazia, for this wonderful performance. Next, we have, should we try Basmala again? Basmala, are you ready? No, I think, okay, so let's move on to the next student. Oh, Basmala, you're ready. So please go ahead and turn on your camera and mic.
Okay, can you see me?
Yes, we can see you. Go ahead.
So my name is Basmala Abdelman from Emirates American School, and my justification for picking this poem was it attracted me so much, not only because I felt as if it related to me, but as if it related to everyone during this pandemic. The poem is said to be some sort of eulogy, meaning a death poem, praising someone or something that has gone away. And I like to think of that as our freedom. Our freedom was taken away by COVID-19, sadly, and all of us have been in lockdown. And this poem just reminds us of all the good times, how summer was just a ray of sunshine with its leaves and the Maying wind. It's just how lovely and temperate it was. The memory is gathering all of our thoughts to continue on through COVID-19 and hopefully make it through with engaging our connections again after COVID. So that's why I felt as if it connected to me, and it would probably connect to many out here listening to me reciting the poem. So yeah. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day, though art more lovely and rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summer's leaf have fall to short date. Sometime to hut the isle, heaven shines, and often is his gold complexion. But from every fair, sometime declines by chance or nature's changing course on trim. But thy internal summer shall not fade, nor lose position of that fair thou awest, nor shall death rank thou wondrous in his shade, when internal lines to time thou growest. So as long as men can breathe, or eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Basmala, for this wonderful performance. Next, we have from GEMS New Millennium School, Kirthana Babu. Yes? I don't think we can hear you. Can you say hello? No. Can you try unmuting again?
Am I audible now?
Yes.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Kirthana Babu Marnair, and I'll be reciting the poem Remember by Joy Harjo. I chose this poem because it reminds everyone to remember their past and also the very origin of the presence of all beings. This poem also conveys a particular message which has shaped me into who I am today. And that message is, when you start, look at the finishing line. And when you finish, remember the starting point. It tells us to remain grounded no matter what heights we reach or what great feats we achieve. Now I present to you Remember by Joy Harjo. Remember the sky that we were born under. Know each of the stars' stories. Remember the moon. Know who she is. Remember the sun's birth at dawn. That is the strongest point of time. And then remember sundown and the giving away tonight. Remember your birth, how your mother struggled to give you form and breath. You are the evidence of her life and her mother's and hers. Remember your father, he is your life also. Remember the earth whose skin you are. Red earth, black earth, yellow earth, white earth, brown earth. We are the earth. Remember the plants, the trees, and the animal lives, who all have their tribes, their families, and their histories too. Talk to them, listen, They are alive poems. Remember the wind. Remember her voice. She knows the origin of this universe. Remember that you are all people and all people are you. Remember that you are this universe and this universe is you. Remember that all is in motion, is growing, is you. Remember that language comes from this. Remember that the dance language is, that life is. Remember that the dance language is, that life is. Remember. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your wonderful performance, Kirtana. That was beautiful. Next, we have Melina Garaud. Melina from Heartland International School. Melina?
Good morning. Today I'll be reciting the poem It Couldn't Be Done by Edgar Guest. Many of us have found ourselves in a situation where success feels unreachable. Many of us easily doubt ourselves. And because of this, I found this poem particularly resonated with me. It made me come to the realization that to fail, really, is to have never tried in the first place. And therefore, I chose this poem. Somebody said that it couldn't be done. But he, with a chuckle, replied that maybe it couldn't. But he'll be one who wouldn't say so until he tried. So he buckled right in with a trace of a grin on his face. If he worried, he hid it. He started to sing as he tackled the thing that couldn't be done, and he did it. Somebody scoffed, "Oh, you'll never do that. At least no one ever has done it." But he took off his coat and he took off his hat. And the first thing we knew, he'd begun it. With a lift of his chin and a bit of a grin, without any doubting or quit it. He started to sing as he tackled the thing that couldn't be done. And he did it. There are thousands to tell you it cannot be done. There are thousands to prophesy failure. There are thousands to point out to you, one by one, the dangers that wait to assail you. But buckle in with a bit of a grin. Just take off your coat. Go do it. You started to sing as you tackle the things that cannot be done, and you'll do it. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Melina, for your wonderful performance. Good luck. Next, we have Numa from International School of Arts and Sciences.
Good morning. Can you hear me and can you see me?
Yes.
Okay, so good morning. My name is Numa Gohar. I am 15 years old and I study at the International School of Arts and Sciences. So the reason why I chose this poem, so despite being given the opportunity to choose another poem for this final round, I decided to stick with my original decision, which was to recite It Couldn't Be Done by Edgar Albert Guest for several reasons. One of many is that the more I recited the poem, the more I realized how fun it is to recite because the mixture of tones that it has a couple sarcastic tones, it's very motivational. I find that this is incredibly entertaining and very inspiring for both the reciter and for the audience. Another reason is, as I mentioned during the semifinal round, the purpose, the meaning behind this poem, I think really speaks in parallel with my speech personality. And I believe that my speech personality is very optimistic and very motivational. And I knew from the beginning that I wanted to recite a poem that had the ability to convey an image to the audience, but without showing them a picture. And that's exactly what this poem was able to do. And finally, the main reason is the meaning behind this poem. This poem is incredibly inspirational, it's full of inspiration, and it's aspiring to all generations, because in every generation, there were people and there will be people out there who can tell you that something's impossible. But this poem is just reassuring to you and telling you that you're the one who can decide if something is impossible, and the only way to do that is to try first. It Couldn't Be Done by Edgar Albert Guest. Somebody said that it couldn't be done. But he, with a chuckle, replied that maybe it couldn't. But he would be one who wouldn't say so till he had tried. So he buckled right in with a trace of a grin on his face. If he worried, he hid it. He started to sing as he tackled a thing that couldn't be done. And he did it. Somebody scoffed, "Oh, you'll never do that. At least, no one ever has done it." But he took off his coat and he took off his hat. And the first thing we knew, he'd begun it. With a lift of his chin and a bit of a grin, without any doubting or quit it, he started to sing as he tackled a thing that couldn't be done. And he did it. There are thousands to tell you it cannot be done. There are thousands to prophesy failure. There are thousands to point out to you one by one the dangers that wait to assail you. But just buckle in with a bit of a grin. Just take off your coat and go to it. Just starting to sing as you tackle the thing that cannot be done. And you'll do it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Numa, for your performance. Next, we have from Jumeirah College, Mia Ghrayyeb. Mia from Jumeirah College.
Hi, my name is Mia Ghrayyeb. I hope you're all doing well. Today, I will be performing the poem Ozymandias, written by the poet Percy Bysshe Shelley. One of the main reasons I was drawn to this poem was the context behind it. Ozymandias renders the story of the once great king's statue, which is now in ruins, and merely serves as a monument to demonstrate his hubris. This sonnet is a metaphor for the ephemeral nature of power, which I thought was a very suitable concept considering the current climate. Ozymandias calls himself King of Kings, depicting his arrogance and pride. It implies that his subsequent obscurity was a punishment from God. It brilliantly depicts the inevitable fall of all foolishly arrogant leaders and their huge empires built in pretensions to their self-proclaimed greatness. Nature and time always prevail and overtake ultimately when nothing remains of those great empires or arrogant leaders. Vanity, false pride, and arrogance never win. Ozymandias is not simply a warning about the transience of political power, but also an assertion of humanity's impotence compared to the natural world. Shelley's imagery suggests a natural world whose might is far greater than that of humankind. So now I'll be performing the poem. I met a traveler from an antique land who said, "Two vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them, on the sand, half sunk a shattered visage lies, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that its sculptor well those passions read, which yet survive, stamped on these lifeless things, the hand that mocked them, and the heart that fed. And on the pedestal, these words appear: My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on thy works, ye mighty, and despair. Nothing beside remains. Round the decay of that colossal wreck, boundless and bare, the lone and level sands stretch far away. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mia, for this wonderful performance. Next, we have Afreen Nizam from the Millennium School, Dubai.
Hello, everyone.
morning,
Am I
Afreen.
visible and audible?
Yes, go ahead.
I have chosen I Am the People, the Mob. And I have chosen this workforce anthem because Carl Sandburg gives the readers a vivid picture of the life of the common people. To me, it is akin to a call for the masses to view society's exploitation of the working man. The untold story of their hard work is being recognized in this poem. He salutes the workers by attributing everything great that has been made in this world to them. Furthermore, Sandburg adds a much-needed freshness to his poems, which distinguishes him from his counterparts, which has also led him to win the coveted Pulitzer Prize. I Am the People, the Mob by Carl Sandburg. I am the people, the mob, the crowd, the mass. Do you know that all the great work of the world is done through me? I am the working man, the inventor, the maker of the world's food and clothes. I am the audience that witnesses history. The Napoleons come from me and the Lincolns. They die. And then I send forth more Napoleons and Lincolns. I am the seed ground. I am a prairie that will stand for much plowing. Terrible storms pass over me. I forget. The best of me is sucked out and wasted. I forget. Everything but death comes to me and makes me work and give up what I have, and I forget. Sometimes I growl, shake myself, and spatter a few red drops for history to remember. Then I forget. When I, the people, learn to remember. When I, the people, use the lessons of yesterday and no longer forget who robbed me last year, who played me for a fool then, there will be no speaker in all the world say the name the people, with any fleck of a sneer in his voice or any far-off smile of derision. The mob, the crowd, the mass will arrive then. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Afreen, for this strong, wonderful performance. Next, we have Caitlin Gonzalez from the Philippine School.
Good day, everyone. I am Caitlin Irene O. Gonzalez from the Philippine School, Dubai. I chose to deliver this poem as it speaks out to the people who doubt in themselves and how confidence is a weapon that you can wield to success. It Couldn't Be Done by Edgar Albert Guest. Somebody said that it couldn't be done. But he, with a chuckle, replied that, maybe it couldn't. But he would be one who wouldn't say so till he tried. So he buckled right in with a trace of a grin on his face. If he worried, he hid it. He started to sing as he tackled the thing that couldn't be done, and he did it. Somebody scoffed. Oh, you'll never do that. At least, no one ever has done it. But he took off his coat and he took off his hat. And the first thing we knew, he'd begun it. With a lift of his chin and a bit of a grin, without any doubting or quit it. He started to sing as he tackled the thing that couldn't be done, and he did it. There are thousands to tell you it cannot be done. There are thousands to prophesy failure. There are thousands to point out to you, one by one, the dangers that wait to assail you. But just buckle in with a bit of a grin. Just take off your coat and go to it. Just starting to sing as you tackle the thing that cannot be done, and you'll do it. It Couldn't Be Done by Edgar Albert Guest.
Thank you so much, Caitlin, for this wonderful performance. And last but not least, we have Hayden from United International Private School.
Can I be heard? Can my mic be heard?
Yes,
Hello?
we can see you and hear you.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Hayden Villarico, and I'm going to be reciting Remember by Joy Harjo. Remember the sky that you were born under. Know each of the stars' stories. Remember the moon. Know who she is. Remember the sun's birth, dawn. That is the strongest point of time. Remember sundown and the giving away tonight. Remember your birth, how your mother struggled to give you form and breath. You are evidence of her life and her mother's and hers. Remember your father. He is your life also. Remember the earth whose skin you are. Red earth, black earth, yellow earth, white earth, brown earth. We are earth. Remember the plants, trees, animal life, who all have their tribes, their families, their histories too. Talk to them. Listen to them. They are alive poems. Remember the wind. Remember her voice. She knows the origin of this universe. Remember, you are all people, and all people are you. Remember, you are this universe, and this universe is you. Remember, all is in motion, is growing, is you. Remember, language comes from this. Remember, the dance language is that life is. Remember. I believe the beauty of this poem lies within its simplicity. For me, it delivered a powerful message of how human beings should acknowledge their own history and coexistence with other people and things. And it dawned on me that I too sometimes take things for granted. And I only ever know of its importance once it's already gone. So this poem made me realize that the act of remembering paves our way to being grateful. And I believe that's a very beautiful gift. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Hayden, for this wonderful performance. And I think with that, we have reached the end of this round. I would like to, before I say my thanks and final words, I will take it to the panel of judges to say if they have any comments or words that they would like to share with the students. So Penny, are you ready to go first?
Right. I just want to say that I really enjoyed the fact that the students managed to, and I'm saying managed, and I mean it in a positive way. It's not easy when you're alone in a room or with a very small group of people to then perform something and recite something with conviction and with emotion, because as humans we draw on the emotions of the people around us, and they kind of buoys you up. So it was lovely to listen to everybody, and everybody sounded so very convincing and in the moment, and I appreciated that. It's not easy to do that when you're alone, so well done everybody for doing that. And also the accuracy. The poems were for the most part very accurately sort of said and performed, and that also makes it a little bit easier to understand it.
Thank you, Penny. Satya?
Yeah, sure. I just wanted to ask, do we not have number 14, Bernadette Marie from
No,
St.
Bernadette
Mary
is
Private?
not.
Oh, we didn't?
No.
Ah, all right. That's fine. I thought I just missed a whole person. No, yeah, like Penny said, I think it's very, very difficult to have performed something alone in a room somewhere. So well done to the teachers and to the parents who've supported your students and children. I think it's very important to keep supporting, keep encouraging students into the arts and into poetry especially, which a lot of people can sometimes overlook. I think everybody did a wonderful job. You've made our jobs as judges quite difficult, I think, both the morning half, the primary students and this group right here. I think, you know, we've got our work cut out for us. And listen, judging is all good and well, but you have to remember that it while it helps us get better and elevates our game and helps us to improve and push forward, it's important to remember that it's not what it's about. So whatever the results are of today, remember that you've all done an exceptional job and done really, really well and should be commended. And continue to read poetry, look at, recite poetry, write poetry. And, you know, maybe 10, 20, 30 years down the line, you could be a poet and there will be a poetry competition still being run by the Emirates Airline Literature Festival, hopefully in real life. And there will be kids there performing your poems, because poetry has this incredible ability to endure because of the beauty of the words. And I think that's very important that we focus on that and continue promoting that. So well done, everyone.
Thank you, Satya. Alex?
Yeah, listen, I just want to back up exactly what Penny and Satya have said. Thank you very, very much for a wonderful morning of poetry. All the students clearly worked really hard on their poems and on bringing their poems to life. And there were some very, very imaginative ideas. We had a little bit of singing in one. We had a little bit of ukulele in one. So there was a very imaginative ideas coming across in the presentation of the plays. And to me, sorry, the poems. And to me, I think the thing that really comes through to me this morning is the passion and the love that you have for these poems. And that is the most important thing. I can see it in all of you, the way you recited your poems, the way you brought your poems to life. life, you love these poems, you love these words, and that is absolutely fantastic. And that is the most important thing. And whatever you can do to spread that love of poetry to other people, to your friends, to your family, to get them to read poetry, to ask them to read poetry, to bring the joy that you have for poetry to them, that is the greatest gift of all. And, you know, I just want to say to all of you again, you did a fantastic job today. It's incredibly, incredibly hard to judge when it's the competition is so tough. And in the end, it will only come down to tiny little things. Really, there's, you know, this much between all of you. You're all fantastic. And it will only come down to the smallest of technicalities and the smallest of interpretations that will make the difference. But you all did a wonderful, wonderful job. Keep loving poetry, keep reciting poetry, keep poetry alive, because it's up to you to keep poetry and keep the message of poetry going.
Thank you, Alex. And yes, I couldn't agree with more with all of you. I just want to say thank you to all the teachers and the parents for supporting their students in their performances today, and for encouraging them to participate. And I want to congratulate you all again for being finalists, for your wonderful performances today. The results will be announced next week along with the awards ceremony information. We are currently planning for a physical, socially distant, safe awards ceremony, but we do also plan for, of course, a plan B in case we can't. So we will communicate all this information with you in due course. But we will be announcing the winners next week via email, so look out for that. We wish all the students best of luck, and we hope that whatever the results are, that you will continue your love for poetry and for performance, whether in performing and or writing the poems as well. So good luck to everybody. I want to thank Penny, Satya, and Alex for being our wonderful panel of judges today. Thank you so much for being with us and for your inspiring words. And we wish everybody the best day ever. Thank you so much, everybody, and goodbye.
Bye. Thank you. Thank you.